The Washington meridians are 4 meridians that were used as prime meridians in the United States and pass through Washington, D.C. The 4 which have been specified are, through the Capitol, through the White House, through the old Naval Observatory, through the new Naval Observatory. The longitudes may be reported in 3 ways, relative to the local vertical used by astronomic observations, relative to 27 Namibian dollars, an ellipsoid of revolution that is at mean sea level beneath Triangulation Station Meads Ranch, Kansas, relative to 83 Namibian dollars, an Earth-centered ellipsoid of revolution with dimensions chosen to best fit the undulating geoid. 83 Namibian dollars. Longitude of the Capitol is about 1.1 arcseconds less than its 27 Namibian dollars longitude. Astronomic longitude there is about 4 arcseconds less than 83 Namibian dollars. Capitol meridian. Pierre-Charles L'Enfant specified the first meridian in his 1791 plan of the city intended for the permanent seat of the government of the United States. His plan stated near its right side that the longitude of the Congress House, now called the Capitol, was 0 degrees. L'Enfant's plan contained the following explanatory note: in order to execute the above plan, Mr. Ellicott drew a true meridian line by celestial observation, which passes through the area intended for the Congress House. This line he crossed by another line due east and west and which passes through the same area. These lines were accurately measured, and made the basis on which the whole plan was executed. He ran all the lines by a transit instrument, and determined the acute angles by actual measurement, and left nothing to the uncertainty of the compass. The longitude of the center of the Capitol's dome is now given by the National Geodetic Survey as 77 degrees 32.6 W. White House meridian. L'Enfant planned Washington around a right triangle, having its 90 degrees vertex at an equestrian statue of George Washington, its eastern vertex at the Congress House, and its northern vertex at the President's House, now named the White House, north of the latitude of the Capitol. The west side of L'Enfant's triangle forms a natural prime meridian passing through the President's House. The following 9 features on and near this Washington meridian are listed from south to north. The center of the Jefferson Memorial, completed on the meridian in 1943. In 1793, Secretary of State Thomas Jefferson surveyed and marked with a wooden post the southwest vertex of L'Enfant's triangle, establishing the second Washington meridian, the one through the President's House. The wooden post was replaced by the Jefferson Pier in 1804, while Jefferson was President of the United States. After removal and replacement several times, it was permanently replaced in 1889 by a 2-foot square, 2-foot-tall, granite pier, now 390 feet W of the center of the Washington Monument. NGS gives its longitude as 77 degrees 02, 11.56258 W as of 2002. Azimuth to the Capitol is 89.98 degrees, a discrepancy of just under a meter. In 1890 the meridian stone was set at the center of the ellipse, intended to be on the same meridian. It is an 18-inch square granite post set flush with the ground. NGS gives its longitude as 77 degrees 02, 11.5588 W as of 2002. In 1923, the 0 milestone was set on the north side of the ellipse, intended to be on the same meridian and to be the 0 mileage point for all United States roads. It is a granite pillar about 18 inches square and about 3.5 feet tall. NGS gives its longitude as 77 degrees 02, 11.57375 W as of 2002. The center of the White House. Clark Mill's equestrian statue of President Andrew Jackson in Lafayette Park, erected on the meridian in 1853, 16th Street Northwest, which extends due north from the White House. The meridian is sometimes identified as the 16th Street Meridian because of the location of this street. The following feature on this meridian no longer exists. It was a small freestone obelisk, placed in 1804 on top of a hill 1.5 miles north of the President's house, hence the name Meridian Hill. It was at the northern end of 16th Street, just north of Florida Avenue, before 16th Street was extended northward about 1890, covering it up. Now adjoining the east side of 16th Street where the obelisk once stood is Meridian Hill Park. District of Columbia entrance marker stone east of this meridian, near Silver Spring in traffic circle at intersection of 16th Street Northwest, Eastern Avenue Northwest, North Portal Drive Northwest and Colesville Road. Old Naval Observatory Meridian. The third meridian was defined on September 28, 1850 by Congress. The meridian of the observatory at Washington shall be adopted and used as the American meridian for all astronomical purposes, and the meridian of Greenwich shall be adopted for all nautical purposes. The observatory decided that this meridian passed through the center of the original dome atop the main building of the old Naval Observatory, now abandoned, southwest of the corner of E and 23rd Streets in Foggy Bottom. The observatory adopted 77 degrees 2 minutes 48.0 seconds west for its meridian in the American Ephemeris and Nautical Almanac for the years 1855 to 1869. In 1897, well after the observatory closed in 1892, the Coast and Geodetic Survey reported that its meridian was 77 degrees 3 minutes 2.3 seconds west of Greenwich, which was quoted for the next 50 years in the list of observatories in the almanac. When referred to later datums, this meridian has been variously specified as 77 degrees 3 minutes 6.119 seconds west to 77 degrees 3 minutes 6.276 seconds west. If 27 Namibian dollars, the latter would be 77 degrees 3 minutes 5.194 seconds west, which seems to be within a few meters of the actual longitude at worst. This meridian was repealed by Congress on August 22, 1912, to allow the Greenwich meridian to become the legal prime meridian of the United States. Western state borders. Many western states have borders that are meridians of longitude west of Washington, that is, west of the legal 1850 meridian through the old Naval Observatory. However, the present boundaries follow the subsequently surveyed boundary, even when inaccurately marked a few miles east or west of the meridian in the statute. Other western states have meridians relative to Greenwich or relative to a river or lake. The following meridians west of Washington are listed east to west, along with the appropriate boundary of the present state. The date of the meridian's definition is in parentheses. All states were territories of the same name when the meridians were specified except as noted. States without dates have boundaries dependent on the neighboring state with a date listed immediately above it. New Naval Observatory Meridian. The fourth meridian was through the clockroom of the New Naval Observatory, 2.3 miles northwest of the White House, at 77 degrees 3 minutes 56.7 seconds west to 77 degrees 4 minutes 2.24 seconds west to 77 degrees 4 minutes 1.16 seconds west. The clockroom is a small building at the exact center of the 1,000-foot radius observatory grounds, whose northern entrance is at 34th Street and Massachusetts Avenue. It was used in the almanac for the years 1898 to 1950 as the independent variable of time for a few tables.